Good morning and welcome to Deep End Live. We're live here this morning for Heats Day 2 of the British Paraswimming International Meet incorporating World Paraswimming's World Series 2019. We've come up to Glasgow to catch all the action, and I tell you what, yesterday, Day 1, was the start of something special. As you can see up here, we've got our Best of British wall, our athletes making it up, making to the top of the podium and being announced as our champions. We had our own games, we had lots of fun and frivolities, and of course some very, very fast racing. So wherever you're watching from as well, we would love to hear from you, so make sure you join the conversation online. Hashtag BPSIM19, that's the hashtag for the entire event. Let us know what you're thinking. Who's your favorite athletes? Who are you enjoying watching? Because I tell you what, there's some pretty special things happening in that pool. Now here in the studio joining me once again this morning is our man in the know, our resident swimming expert. This is Paul Noble. Welcome, Paul. Welcome back.
Hi, John. Yeah, Day 2.
Can you believe it? Yeah. Last night, though, let's start there. Day 1, some pretty awesome swimming, some fast racing happening in that pool.
Yeah, I mean, we started with the 100 freestyles, and the first winner we had last night was Alice Ty. Great success she's had over the last couple of years, and she was very, very close to her own world record there, just under the 1,000 points mark. And she had a real tussle on her hand with Aurélie Rivard of Canada, but Alice Ty came out on top, and we thought, yeah, can it get any better? But the answer was yes, because on the men's event, we went straight in and a world record for Rhys Dunn, a real find for the British team, yeah. Rhys Dunn.
Yes, he was in, we had him in the studio twice last night, and he was sort of saying this is only his second big para meet, and he was absolutely loving it. I said, was he nervous? He said, no, he's just enjoying himself out here breaking records.
Yeah, he's an absolute find for the GB team, and one that we'd be looking to go forward to Tokyo for the Paralympics next year.
Yeah, and I know I was talking to his coach, he said he had a pretty big sort of schedule, obviously with the classifications and stuff happening this week, but he thinks he can handle it, so I'm pretty interested to see what he does throughout the rest of the week. Who else did we have in last night? Who were standouts for you?
Well, we had the 150 metres individual medley following that. It's for the swimmers in the lower numerical classifications. Leanne Smith from America won the women's event, but Taka Suzuki from Japan, well, the Japanese are coming for next year, that's for sure. They are preparing really well for Tokyo. He came with a world record swim in that 100 freestyle there, and it was fantastic swim for Taka Suzuki earlier. He won the 150 metres individual medley. He's a swimmer on great form. He's based in England. He's based in Newcastle. He's been there for the past few years, so the English air is obviously doing him some good.
Absolutely. It was brilliant to see him in the water last night, swimming so fast as well. And he had a chat to him afterwards. He said, eyes set on Tokyo. So fascinating to see what he's going to get up to the rest of the week. We finished up with the 200 IMs as well. Maisie Summers-Newton.
Maisie Summers-Newton was absolutely incredible. She really took that race out. She was next to her idol, the person who she's looked up to for many, many years. That's Ellie Simmonds, the great GB star. And Maisie Summers-Newton absolutely killed that race. Right from the start, she was ahead of world record pace, and she smashed the world record by over 2 seconds. Absolutely incredible.
It was brilliant to witness, and I know she's back in the pool this morning as well. So interesting to see what she does throughout the rest of this week as with those other athletes. But of course, it's not just the Para Swimming Championships that we're having up here. We of course have other events coming to Glasgow, including the European Championships, the Short Course Championships coming to this venue in December. So loads to look forward to, and let's take a look at what you got coming up. So here we go, day 2 heats of the British Paraswimming International Meet incorporating World Paraswimming World Series. It's kicking off with the women's 50-meter butterfly. We then have the men's 50-meter butterfly, the women's 400-meter free, the men's 400 free, and the women's 200 free, and the men's 200 free. So lots of action in this pool this morning. Paul, who are your picks? Who should we be keeping our eye out for?
The standout for the 50 meters butterfly, Eleanor Robinson, the world record holder, Paralympic champion. She's back in, and she is looking to do a good time. Make that consideration time for the GB team. Ellie Simmons is back in again in the 400 freestyle. She's trying to make that consideration time again. Just missed out in the individual medley last night, but she'll be back in. Another Paralympic champion from Great Britain, Mikey Jones, goes in his big event, the 400 freestyle. Onto the 200s should be another couple of great head-to-heads. Louise Fiddis and Jessica Jane Applegate in the women's event. Tom Hamer, Reece Dunn back in again. Should be a cracker.
Yes, loads to look forward to, like we said, so do not go anywhere. These athletes battling it out, not just for a place in tonight's final, but also to try and make those qualification times and consideration times, shall I say, to the World Championships in South Korea this summer. But we couldn't put these events on without our sponsors, so let's take a look at what they got to say.
The latest in TechSuit innovation. Frictionless fiber construction. Surface lift technology. Endo compression cage. Seamless exoshell. Tier Benzo. Battleborn.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in our referees and team of technical officials. Our technical delegate for the event is Tony Ward. Our assistant technical delegate is David Metcalf. Our referees are Christine Golightly and Scott Milne. In the control room is Colin Everson. Our starters for the event are Sue Barker and Martin Noble. Technical officials, you may now take your seats. This is the women's 50-meter butterfly heats. This is Heat 1.
We're underway for the first of the two heats of this women's 50 meters butterfly range of classifications. In the two heats, S7s and S6s all the way, with the exception of Ellie Chalice in lane number 4. Ellie Chalice on an absolute high. What a fantastic 150 IM that she had last night, breaking a long-standing British record in her classification. And I wonder if she's going to challenge the British record today, held at 119.08. And Ellie Chalice with a real chance of breaking that British record, which has stood since 2017. Maria Kyriakou from Greece. She's in the S7 class. She leads Ellie Chalice, but Ellie Chalice coming back in the closing stages here. We'll keep an eye on the clock. British record at 119.08, and Ellie Chalice is going to be inside that, I'm sure, and she is inside that, and well inside that in 101.74. We'll wait for confirmation of the result there, but that is a sensational time from Ellie Chalice. And the result is confirmed on the scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen, 101.74. We start off with a British record, and in addition, I think that's inside the European record as well. So, subject to ratification, a European record for Ellie Chalice.
Go on, Ellie. This is Heat 2.
Well, follow that. Swimmers in this second heat. Elma Robinson, the world record holder, right up at the top of the pool there. Paralympic champion from Rio. Next to her is Nicole Turner, who's second to Ellie Robinson in the European Championships in Dublin last year. Qualification standard, it's quite a tough standard. It's 36.93, and Ellie Robinson is going for this one. World record stands at 35.22. Here comes Robinson. Can she get inside that qualification standard? 36.93, just outside for Ellie Robinson this morning. 37.19 for her. She's followed home by Nicole Turner in 38.38. And Tess Routley from Canada is next to touch in 40.59. There are the points, the closest to the world record for the swimmers as they touch the wall. Ellie Robinson and Nicole Turner, the two S6s, 849 points and 772. Remember, 1,000 points equivalent to a world record performance. Ellie Robinson, 849. Wait for the official results. As it stands, Ellie Robinson, 849 points, will be the top of the tree. There will be a final in this event this evening. And if that result is confirmed, Ellie Robinson will progress to that final and have another chance just to shave off a couple of tenths of a second to try and get inside that consideration time for the GB team for the World Championships in London in September. Still waiting for confirmation of the result.
And there those results have been confirmed. We do have disqualification from lane 3. There is the summary. Those athletes swimming tonight in that final. But of course, it is 2 finals tonight, a World Series final and a national final. This is the men's 50-meter butterfly heats.
the way for the first of the 3 heats of the men's 50 meters butterfly. We have Nelson Crispin, Harvey Phillips, Sunbin, and Sebastian Williams. Well, Nelson Crispin, one of the experienced Colombian swimmers. You saw him swim very well yesterday. And he is in this first heat. Unusually, be looking to post a marker here with a big points total for Nelson Crispin. 876, that was huge for Nelson Crispin, and that surely will progress him to the final if this result is confirmed. Sunbin will be touching the wall now. Sebastian Williams following him, but watch out for Harvey Phillips from Laos. He is the British record holder. He set that record just last year in Manchester at the tail end of the year. It's 104.74. We have seen Ellie Chalice, one of the youngsters, perform very well this morning. Is Harvey Phillips going to do the same? Just outside his own record, I think. But another good swim from the youngster. 108.18 for Harvey. I'll be disappointed with that one, I think, but hopefully we'll see him back again in the national final tonight. Nelson Crispin taking that one, no surprise there. One of the world's top performers. 876 points for the Colombian.
This is Heat 2.
Now heat number 2, Bruce D, Annie Abdul Salam, Levi Codling, Matthew Harding, Arnos Petracek, Neil Ferguson, Joe Campos, William Perry, Fabian Brunner, Cabello Svani. Cabello Svani up with a good start. We saw him yesterday, South African, trained by the great South African champion Tyke Slattery. Go and swim the 100 free, and swim butterfly for that. So Svani going really, really well in the early stages here. Looks like he's going to touch in first. Yeah, 36.21 for him. Very close for the other places. Maybe Petracek from the Czech Republic might have the top points earner. Yeah, 867 for Arnos Petracek. Czech Republic swimmer. Again, just like Nelson Crispin in the previous heat. Very experienced campaigner, Arnos Petracek. Gold medalist in Rio in the 50 backstroke. We'll see him in the 50 backstroke. 50 backstroke and 50 butterfly. Generally the events that he does. 867 points for both Nelson Crispin and Petracek as it stands in the 800 range. Of course, the result not confirmed. Always a nervous wait for the swimmers as we wait for these results to be confirmed. Cabello Svani, though, looks very, very good. The young South African, said, trained by Tyke Slattery, who was a multi-Paralympian. I want to say 5 or 6 times at least for Tyke Slattery. Maybe even more. He had a very long and successful career. He's here coaching. Let's do my research on Tyke. It's good to see the old-timers still being involved, inspiring the next generation. And Cabello Svani certainly looks like he's benefited from the experience of the old man Tyke Slattery. Still waiting for the result to be confirmed. Oh, there's a number of DQs in this one.
Yes, they have. And there are your results. They have been confirmed with 3 disqualifications there, lane 5, 8, and 1. Moving along, this is heat 3.
City of Glasgow's Andrew Mullen closest to us in lane 0. Alexander Goodman, Alejandro Rojas Cabrera, David Sanchez Sierra, Andres Chesney, Tobias Pollap, Gu Ching Chen, Christian Sari, Carlos Serrano Zarate, and Evan Austin. Evan Austin, the America's record holder, going into an early lead here. Carlos Serrano Zarate, Christian Sari, 3 S7s, battling it out there on the far side. And it does go to Evan Austin. Good time, 29.98. Well, watch out for Andrew Mullen, nearest to us. City of Glasgow man in his home pool, trying to achieve that qualification standard for the GB team. 38.91 for Andrew Mullen. Oh, it's very close in terms of the front of the field. Evan Austin just getting the touch there. 850 points. Decent points totals being recorded here in these early heats. Evan Austin's America's record, 29.26. So he's just shy of that one. It's Gu Jingcheng from China, in second position. Result here with Christian Sari of South Africa, 782 points. And that, again, might be another Africa's record for the South African. Great form this week.
There we have it. They are the results up there. That is the summary. Congratulations to all those athletes who have made it through to tonight's final. This is the women's 400-meter freestyle heats. This is heat 1.
Women's 400 freestyle is underway now. We have 4 swimmers taking the start for this first of the 7 heats. Hannah-Laura Vence in lane number 3 from Belgium. This 7 swimmer, Maria Kyriakidou, back in the water again. It's pretty quick turnaround for the Greek swimmer. Just saw her in the 50 meters butterfly. She's back in again in this 400. She goes in lane number 4. Lane number 5, Scarlett Humphrey, one of the Humphrey sisters from Northampton. She swims in the S11 class, the youngest in this field. She's 14 years of age. Elizabeth Foster from Havant and Waterlooville completes the lineup. She goes in lane number 6. So, like I said, the seeding for these heats, the fastest swimmers in all the heats are in the lower, the higher numerical lanes. The slowest swimmers are in the lower numerical lanes, so closest to us here in the commentary position and on your pictures if you're watching at home. So the fastest entry time should be the one furthest away. That's not the way it's working out, though, because Hannah-Laura Vence from Belgium has gone off to an early lead. The oldest in the field, most experienced, the most mature in the field, shall we say. 29 years of age. Right down to the 2 youngsters, Scarlett Humphrey and Elizabeth Foster, both just 14 years of age. And Scarlett Humphrey, again, we talked, John, yesterday a lot about the Northampton crew, and Scarlett Humphrey is one of this batch that's coming through in Northampton.
Yeah, there seems to be quite a strong team there being developed, which is brilliant, and we saw it last week as well at the British Swimming Championships, which were here. So obviously something's going right there for British swimming at the Northampton Club. So brilliant to see these youngsters coming up and really making a mark on the scene. I always find it interesting as well when you see athletes who will jump from a 400 down to a 50 or vice versa, as we've seen with some of these athletes, and a lot throughout these heats, going from a sprint to a mid-distance.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of doubling up, but Maria Kirakidou has only had about 10 minutes rest between the two.
Exactly.
It's quite a tough schedule for some of the swimmers. Some of the younger swimmers, of course, still kind of finding their way, just trying to find out which events are best for them. So we might see a range of events being done by a number of the swimmers. The more experienced swimmers will have settled on their best events. They know the ones they like, the ones they're best at, the ones they're most competitive at, and that will be the ones that they concentrate on. When we saw yesterday, some of the swimmers pull out of some of the events to save themselves for the events today, for example, because they know they've got a better chance of achieving those consideration standards in certain events than others. So you might, coming into this event, you might think, yeah, okay, I'll enter quite a lot, but then just not swim it, depending on how they feel.
We saw, we spoke to Alice, it depends on the swimmer, but we spoke to Alice Ty yesterday, and she said she's just going to swim everything this week, just because she's feeling inspired and wants to have a go. And I mean, she's fast, she's good, she's talented, so more power to her, I say.
Yeah, she's had a good couple of years, Alice Ty. She just made it onto the team for Rio as a relay selection, for example, but she managed to come away with an individual medal. She won the relay gold, and she's just gone absolutely from strength to strength there. She's now a world record breaker. She won at the Commonwealth Games last year. She's just on a high at the moment, and she's looking to go back to London for the World Championships, and she's confident, and why not? If you're confident, yeah, just go for it.
Go for it. Speaking of going for it, out here we've got in lane 3, Hannah-Laura Vence, entry time of 8:02.14. She's looking at absolutely smashing that.
Wow, she looks pretty smooth.
She does, way out in front.
She's coming up to the 300 mark now. So she's got 100 to go here. And if you're looking just under the 5-minute mark, well, that's going to be somewhere around about, it'll be under 7 minutes, certainly. Certainly in the 6.5-minute kind of range that she's looking for there. Maybe just a little bit over. But certainly faster than the 8:02 entry time. Interesting that we have a number of S11s as well in these events. We saw a number of the S11 swimmers with no vision at all. You see the tapper there for Scarlett Humphrey, taking her over. So she's swimming with blacked out goggles, and the S11 events are always, great to see the technique and the expertise of these S11 swimmers. When Scarlett Humphrey is quite young, she's only 14 this year. You see her just veering towards the lane rope there. And a number of the S11 swimmers, they do use the lane rope as a guide. I mean, it's always better if you can swim down the middle of the lanes if you have sight. Everyone swims down the middle of the lanes. They try and avoid the lane ropes. But sometimes the S11 swimmers, to keep themselves in a straight line, to stop themselves from going from one end of the lane to the next, and kind of zigzagging down, they just skirt the lane rope to give them a little bit of a guide. They don't want to batter into that lane rope because, I tell you, John, they're pretty unforgiving. They're hard. Coming into the final stages, though, I think Hannah-Laura Venz is going to be pleased with this time. Here she comes. That technique has never wavered. It has seen her in good stead there in this one. And there we go, 6.5 minutes. Not a bad guess, that was, I think. Pleased with that one, 6:29.92.
Minute and a half PB. Well, it's not bad.
Yeah. It's not a bad morning's work.
Could be worse. Well done.
A little bit of a tussle going on for second place there. Scarlett Humphrey. Mario Kyriakdou. I wonder if the Greek's got anything left in the tank. As she comes into the closing stages, Scarlett Humphrey won't be aware that Maria Kyriakdou is right beside her. Swimming her own race. She has to do the S11 swimmer, and she comes in 7:10.59. So an improvement for Scarlett Humphrey of 10 seconds almost. An improvement for Maria Kyriakdou, 7:11 for her. That's just 35 seconds faster than her entry time. And Elizabeth Foster, 7:22 for her, just outside the entry time. So a nice first heat. Scarlett Humphrey with the blacked out goggles. Have to get them checked, of course, before their result can be made official. All the S11 swimmers will be wearing blacked out goggles. We spoke about that yesterday. Some of the S11s will have a little bit of vision, a little bit of light perception. There's the officials checking those goggles. And if everything is okay, if they are blacked out, as they should be, the result will be confirmed.
There we have it. Those results have been confirmed. Moving on to Heat 2.
So heat number 2. He's underway. Another one of the Humphreys in this one. Eliza Humphrey this time. Going in lane number 5. The full lineup. At the bottom of your screen, if you're watching this at home, in lane 0, Hannah Grace from Ireland. Rachel Agar from Barking and Dagenham in lane number 1. Fern Snedden had a busy day yesterday from Royal Tunbridge Wells Monson. Anna Evans from Orion. Visually impaired swimmer goes in lane number 3. Katharina Rössler from Germany. She takes the start in lane number 4. Eliza Humphrey, as I said, second of the Humphreys. S11 swimmer. She goes in lane number 5. Genevieve Hunter from Kent Weald. She goes in lane number 6 and looks like she's leading the field through the early stages here. Rebecca Franks. She goes in lane number 7. S9 swimmer Eva French from Nuneaton in lane number 8. And Georgia Howell, fastest of the entry times. She goes out there in lane number 9 from Littlehampton. Getting a range of classes in this one. Liza Humphrey, the S11 swimmer, and Anna Evans, the S12 swimmer, are the visually impaired athletes in this one. And a range of physical impairments throughout the classes. Fern Snedden, the lowest numerical class, the S6 swimmer, in lane number 2. We have, three S7s, Hannah Grace, Katrina Rosler, Georgia Howell. Genevieve Hunter is an S8, 2 S9s and an S10 to complete the 10 swimmers here. There's Genevieve Hunter. That yellow cap leading them through. She's based down south in Kent. I've seen her swimming for Beachfield, but she has a nationality as Scottish. So she holds a couple of Scottish records. Jenny Hunter.
You're happy with that one, aren't you, Paul?
Happy she's doing well.
Yeah. Of course. He seems to be having a great swim out there.
Yeah, entry time for Jenny Hunter. Let's see, 6:43.50. What's she gone out in the halfway with? 3:09.94. So certainly very much on course for this one. You kind of, it depends on the 400 freestyle. I suppose some people do swim it a little bit differently. People like to just keep the pace going, a steady pace. Maybe the first 100 is always a little bit faster. And then maybe the next 3 100s are pretty steady. Or some people like to build through it, like to hold something back in the early stages, then really build through the last 300s. But we'll keep an eye on the split here. She went over there, it's around about 50 seconds for that 50. So how's your maths, John?
Horrendous. Please don't ask me to do that. We're on a stream.
Let's see, if we go over there, that's 450, right? Okay, well, she must be on for something like an early guess, something around about mid-620s, maybe 625-ish, maybe, if she continues this pace. 6:43 the entry time. We're seeing some big improvements today if she can keep this going.
Yeah, I liked in the last race, he said just a drop of 35 seconds off her entry time. I mean, it's massive, massive drops that we're seeing today.
It's great to see these youngsters here. Well, Jenny Hunter, bit of a problem with maths herself there, I think. A couple of lengths to go. Well, that prediction that I just made there, that's a little bit not going to happen now, I don't think. John, I wonder if she was so far ahead of her entry time, I wonder if she can still come back.
She was, and you know, we see this sometimes, not just at these events. I've seen it at big international events around the world where people just sometimes get in their head and think they've swum a race and haven't quite completed it. Yeah,
it does happen. More so in short course, you have to say. Long course is not too bad to count the number of lengths in short course, but when you're doing a 400, in long course, but when you're doing a 400 in short course, you know, the 16 lengths can get a little bit mixed up in your head at times. But generally not too bad in long course. Jenny Hunter will be absolutely kicking herself there. That yellow cap, still looking strong. Yeah, she'll be beating herself up about that one, swimming down this last 50. Liza Humphrey in second place, clear there. Jenny Hunter being encouraged by the crowd. I wonder if she can get inside that entry time. You know, she's not going to be far away from that entry time. 6:43.50. She might be inside that. Eliza Humphreys come through strong in the closing stages. Tapper will see her into the end, but Jenny Hunter might just get the touch at the end. And there we go, 6:39. Inside the entry time, still with that little break at 300. Well, Jenny Hunter, you know, if you had said to her before that race, yeah, you'll give you a 6:39, she'd be delighted with that one, faster than her entry time, but, you know, she could have been a little bit faster than that. I think my prediction of 6:25 was going to be not too far away there.
I think it was pretty bang on. You know?
Yeah, we'll never know.
Your maths obviously better than mine. We'll never know. But as you said, had a little rest and still got a good time. So, look, congratulations to those athletes. And this is all learning, isn't it? You know, you learn, you make mistakes, you pick yourself up, you move on.
Points totals there, as you see, 4-4-2 for Eliza Humphrey. Top so far, Fern Snedden just next to her, S6 swimmer. There's the goggle check going on, the blacked out goggles being checked. I think that was a nod of the head. We'll wait and see if the results are made official very soon.
And there they are confirmed. Congratulations to those athletes. And we're now moving on to Heat 3.
So heat number 3 is up and running now. Kate Boland, closest to us from Livingston, just down the motorway from us here in Tollcross. She is a visually impaired swimmer in lane 0. Next to her, Samantha Lewis from Satellite goes in lane 1. Megan Willis, one of 3 swimmers in this one, born in 2007. 3 youngsters in this one. Megan Willis from Torfaen. There's 9 swimmer in lane 2. Olivia Pickering from Gloucester. Go in lane 3. Emily Jane Surgeoner from Orion. Go in lane 4. Ida Anderson-Wolf from Sweden. We had a big Swedish support right behind us yesterday. They go in lane number 5, or she goes in lane number 5. Shelby Newkirk from Canada in lane number 6. Ayala Tufik from Egypt goes in lane number 7. Madeline Harris from Elmbridge in lane 8. And Amber Haycock from Rushden. She will go in lane number 9. Ayala Tufik, second place at the moment as they go through the early stages. He's probably one of the best known athletes in this field. A couple of other internationals as well, internationalists. Ida Anderson-Wolf from Sweden, finalist in the European Championships. Shelby Newkirk as well, from Saskatoon, in Canada. She goes in the S6 class. Leading in the early stages. Looks like it is Amber Haycock over there in lane number 9. As we'd expected, she had the fastest entry time. Amber Haycock. Ayala Tufik trying to go for the African record. We've seen a few African records here over the first couple of days. And keep an eye on her time, 6:14:59. Is Ayala Tufik's African record. He was a medalist at the World Championships. in 2017, represented Egypt in Rio in 2016 as well. So top performer for our country. She's going well in the early stages, just pressing the early leader, Amber Haycock, as they go through the halfway point. 2:57 for Tufik as she actually leads, but Amber Haycock with the best turn. Well, Tufik really not get much off the turn. She's an S6 with their impairment in her lower limbs. So we'd expect the S10s, the ones who have the use of their legs, to get off the wall a little bit quicker. But when they get into the swim, the experienced Egyptian is picking up. You see her go ahead of Amber Haycock there, one of those 3 youngsters in this one. The other two being Megan Willis and Emily Jane Surgener. Good to see Emily Jane Surgener from Orion back in the water again. Her dad, Robin, said I'll give him a mention. One of my old teammates, 9-time Paralympic gold medalist, Robin Surgener. And his daughter doing him proud here. He's a hard taskmaster, though. He'll be watching closely. I'll keep an eye on her time. Well, I'm sure Robin will be keeping an eye on her time. 6:22.38. We're pretty much in the mix in that center of the pool. The 2 leaders going well. Again, Amber Haycock and Ayala Tufik as they come down to the 300 mark. Egyptian looking like she means business this morning. This is the African record, as I said, 6:14.59. Well, looks like she might be on for quite a good improvement on that one. Again, Amber Haycock, she gets off the turn pretty well. Good propulsion from the lower limbs, a lot better than Ayala Tufik there. She's got to come back. Ayala Tufik, something like a 140, should be capable of that. But she's been repping around about the 130 mark, so should be on for an African record here in the S6 class from the World Championship bronze medalist. It was nice to see these records go. The records been established all over the world now, the different regions of the world. A lot of representation here from all the regions, I think. Maybe not from Oceania at these championships. We had the Australians and New Zealanders before. Not this time. They chose to compete in other World Series events. Ayala Tufik now coming home now. Amber Haycock really trying to hold on. She's had a good swim here. The youngster from Rushden. But I think this is going to be a big African record here, John. 6:14.59 was the time before. And the World Championship bronze medalist is going to smash that one, and she does. 6:02.46. The African record has gone. Ayala Tufik improving her own mark. Good swim from Amber Haycock. She was in touch all the way through, an improvement of 3 seconds for the young swimmer. Emily Jane Surgener, 6:20.41 for her. She's improved her time by 2 seconds. That'll keep the old man happy. So pretty close in terms of finishing there. It's about 4 swimmers all together in the center there as they finish. Megan Willis, Olivia Pickering, Emily Jane Surgener, Ida Anderson-Wolf. Last swimmer in the water, Shelby Newkirk, Canadian. We mentioned her before. Saskatoon. Well, just keeping that pace going. Shelby Newkirk should be outside her entry time. Ayala Tufik as we stand. 654 points. Again, we'll Just a recap on the points, the 1,000 points equivalent to a world record swim. And we saw yesterday, to make the finals, you had to be in or around about the 700-point range to make the 3 World Para Series finals. Shelby Newkirk, like she's keeping that pace going in the closing stages here. It's going to be somewhere around about the 8-minute mark, maybe just over, for Shelby Newkirk, 808.58.
I've just had a request from the event organizers that anyone using whistles in the stands must please stop. Please refrain from using whistles in the stands. Thank you. There you have it. Those results have been confirmed. This is Heat 4.
Heat number 4, we have a big Scandinavian presence in this one. We start off with Thelma Bjornsdottir from Iceland in lane 0. Nicholas and Claire Maitland from Sweden in 1. Portia Jones splitting up the Scandinavians. Shrewsbury in lane 2. Agnes Kramer, the second Swede, goes in lane number 3. And pretty well placed, Agnes Kramer, in the early stages here. Rachel Partington from City of Manchester Aquatic goes in lane number 4. Charlotte Hyde from Camden Swiss in lane 5. Erin Swan, another local swimmer, Motherwell and Wishaw. Again, just down the road from us here in Tollcross. She goes in lane number 6. Makuni Utsugi from Japan goes in lane number 7. Eleanor Bamber from Manchester and Northwest Disability. She's out there in lane number 8. And right out on the far side, Seren Lecomte on the Rhonda Kinaltaf squad. I think Seren Lecomte was out there in that lane yesterday, swimming at least one of her events out there. She had a good head-to-head battle. I think it was in the individual medley. Maybe getting used to swimming in that outside lane. She's the fastest entry time, of course. If she's in that lane 9, she'll be the fastest entry time, 5:44.10. She's certainly leading them through. Makuni Utsugi from Japan. We saw the Japanese team have a great day yesterday. 2 gold medals for the Japanese team, for Takayuki Suzuki and Daito Karin. Japanese really picking it up for next year. They want to have a strong team for Tokyo in 2020. They'll have their stars in great shape. We've seen the emergence of some excellent talent from Japan over the last year or so. Disappointing Rio Paralympics for them. Won a few medals, but no golds. Hoping to put that right when they get to Tokyo. Charlotte Hyde also coming back strongly there. The centre lane, Camden Swiss. club where Ellie Simmons are affiliated to, of course. And she's doing well in the centre lane, Charlotte Hyde. That entry time of 5:49. Seren Lecomte from the RCT squad in Wales. Still leading them, I think. Maybe not, actually. Charlotte Hyde has come through. Again, we've talked about the tactics of this 400. As soon as they hit the halfway point, Charlotte Hyde, well, she just picked up the pace there, taking her in first place as they stand in the race. She's an S7 swimmer. And she's against, well, Utsugi and Seren Lecomte, both S9s. So in terms of points, you've got to think that Charlotte Hyde is going to have a much bigger total than the other two who are close behind her. Of course, they're measuring themselves on how close they are to the world record. World record for the S9 class held by the great Natalie Dutoit from South Africa, who was swam in the S9 class, a leg amputee. Also swam as a leg amputee in the Olympic Games as well, in the open water event. So, a real star, and she really set the bar high for the S9 record. So, the S9 swimmers to come, gauging their points totals against the S9 world records, it's a tough ask in multi-class swimming. Charlotte Hyde, though, looking pretty good, you have to say. Swimmer in the centre, just 17 years of age this year, from Camden, Swiss. I think she's possibly only just 16 at the moment. So another young swimmer coming through the ranks. Entry time for Charlotte Hyde is 5:49.05. She's coming into the closing stages now. I think she might just be under that 5:49 mark. Comes into the last 10. Yeah, she's going to be safely under that one. It's going to be a good swim. She'll be happy with this, I'm sure. She still looks strong at the end. Charlotte Hyde will touch there in 5:42. Good swim from Charlotte Hyde. That way may well secure her another swim tonight. Just checking, yeah, Charlotte Hyde will be in the national event, so we'll have a national final tonight. I think that might be good enough for that national final. Have to wait and see, of course. Nothing confirmed at the moment. The result of this one isn't even confirmed, but good swim nevertheless. Charlotte Hyde will take that one. Seren Lecomte touching the wall in second there, just ahead of Mikuni Utsugi, absolutely level on points. .666, the top score total at the moment.
And there we are, those results have been confirmed. And that moves us on to Heat 5.
So heat number 5. Well, this is one that we have been looking forward to. Line up for this one. It's an international field here. Liu Ying from China goes in lane number 0. Kylie Wen from China next to her in lane number 1. Cara Smythe from Carnegie in lane number 2. Wang Jiyi from China goes in 3. Beth Johnson from Galashiels in the Scottish Borders goes in lane number 4. Jessica Markkinen and Jenna Rahalmi from Finland in 5 and 6. Maisie Summers-Newton and Ellie Simmons right next to each other in 7 and 8, and absolutely next to each other. Just 0.1 of a second separating the two of them in the early stages here. Simmons and Summers-Newton together in 7 and 8. Rebecca Lewis is the final swimmer in this one. Maisie Summers-Newton and Ellie Simmons. Well, Maisie Summers-Newton was the... Ellie Simmons was the idol of Maisie Summers-Newton. When she was growing up, can Ellie Simmons dip under that qualification standard, that consideration standard for the GB team to go to the World Championships in London? Ellie Simmons based in London now. She would dearly love to make it to the games in our home pool, the pool where she had such success in the London Games in 2012. We had the Olympic and Paralympic trials was the first major event that was held in the London Aquatic Centre, and Ellie Simmons was the first athlete, whether it be Olympic or Paralympic, to set a world record in the London Aquatic Centre. She will forever hold that accolade. She went on to great success at the Games itself. And the roof almost came off the stadium when she won a gold medal in the 400 freestyle coming from behind. She is going well. She's ahead of Maisie Summers-Newton at the moment. Maisie Summers-Newton has been such a star over the last couple of years. Came through really at the end of 2017. And she went through, certainly in the breaststroke. She began setting new marks at the end of 2017 in the breaststroke, coming through the ranks. She's moved on to other events. In 2018, 2 gold medals in the European Championships in her individual events. One in her favoured breaststroke. Also moved into the individual medley, which we saw last night move on the world record by a couple of seconds. Absolutely incredible. Ellie Simmons moved that world record on for many years. Maisie Summers-Newton's taken up the running now. Coming down to the 300 mark. Ellie Simmons qualification consideration time, 5:22.98. So she's in with a shout. She's got to come back now. Somewhere around about the 120. That's a tough ask for Ellie Simmons, but she's going for it. She wants to get this qualification standard off her back now. She wants to make that qualification there. She wants to get it under her belt. It is a tough qualification. Ellie Simmons, she just came back after having a year or so out after the Rio Paralympic Games. Another superb performance in the Rio Paralympic Games, winning gold medal in the 200 meters individual medley. Also a medalist in this one as well, the 400. But she's gone now. She's hit the front. And she's in with a shout here. I need to give her some encouragement here, Ellie Simmons, as she comes down this final 50 meters. As she comes into the second half length. Maisie Summers-Newton trying to catch up here, but Ellie Simmons looking for that qualification standard now, 5:22.98. Let's get behind her, everyone. Ellie Simmons now, 5:22.98 is the target that she has got to go now. She's coming into the closing stages. It's going to be very, very close for Ellie Simmons. Watch the clock now, 5:22.98. Is it going to go? And it's just outside for Ellie Simmons. Oh, it's in the 900-point range. Oh, it's close, it's close, it's close. 900 points, just outside the qualification standard for Ellie Simmons there. Shows you just how hard that standard is. Great swim from Maisie Summers-Newton as well. She helped Ellie Simmons along there. 527.15 for her. No one is going to touch those 2 points totals. Well, that 911 points, if the result is confirmed, surely will qualify Ellie Simmons and Maisie Summers-Newton for that final tonight, for one of the finals tonight. No one's going to touch those points totals. You're certainly not going to get another 20-odd swimmers inside those totals. 900 points, superb swimming there from the two GB swimmers there, Ellie Simmons and Maisie Summers-Newton.
And those results have been confirmed. We are moving along to heat number 6.
So heat 6. Katie Crowhurst down at the bottom in lane 0. Visually impaired swimmer. Number of visually impaired swimmers in this one. Visually impaired classes, of course. S11, swimmers with no vision. They have S12s and S13s. Swimmers with partial vision. Katie Crowhurst, one of the S13s. Vendola Duskova from the Czech Republic goes next to her, S8 swimmer. Lane 1, Camilla Luscri from Italy. Another one of the S13s goes in 2. Harriet Dickinson, S10 from Gloucester. In 3, Susana Viega from Portugal goes in lane 4. Alana Ferreira from South Africa. She'll go in lane number 5. Marlene Enderlath next to her German teammate, Nila Labuda. And Amy Marin. Looks like she is leading them through in the early stages. Amy Marin, now representing Ireland. I was talking to Amy yesterday. She's moved across to the Irish team. Grandparents are Irish. Well, she has competed for Great Britain in the past. Now affiliated to the Irish team. Medalist in the Rio Paralympics, a real fighting bronze medal that she won in the 200 meters individual medley. She put absolutely everything into the race. Really exciting race, that 200 meters individual medley final in Rio. Amy Marin had a lead. She went, put everything on the line for it, and was able to hold on for a bronze medal, just overtaken in the closing stages of that one. It was a really exciting one. Amy Marin delighted to win a Paralympic medal. She's hoping again to represent her new country in the Paralympics next year. She went to London in 2012 as a youngster. medalled in 2016, and I wonder if she can make it again next year. She's an S9, and swimmer is closest to her, Susana Veiga, is also an S9 swimmer, Portuguese. Again, another one of the Portuguese young team. Portuguese always had a very small but very successful team over the years. Always there or thereabouts for the medals. Always managed to pick up 1 or 2 medals at the major championships. And Susana Veiga was medalist last year at the Europeans in the 50 freestyle. And also finalist in the 100 freestyle. So maybe this 400 a little bit too far for Portuguese swimmer. She's doing well so far. Staying ahead of Alani Ferreira from South Africa. She's a Paralympian as well, a South African. Just 20 years of age. She's on the South African Athletes Committee. Bit of an athlete advocate, Alani Ferreira. She'll be hoping to challenge the African record, which stands at 5:18.06. So, South African squad showing some good form here at these championships. A couple of African records that they've set yesterday. Wonder if they can add another one now. Amy Marin on her way home now for the final 50. Entry time of 5:02.07. And if she can dip under the 5-minute mark, she'd be delighted to do that. She wasn't too bad in her 200 meters individual medley, faster than her entry time, working her way back to fitness with her new country. She still looks pretty comfortable here as she heads for home. Is she going to get under the 5-minute mark? It'd be nice to see her do that. I think she's just going to slip over that 5-minute there. 5-minute point 87 improvement on the entry time. Susana Veiga holding off the challenge of Alana Ferreri. And Ferreira gets in 5:10.13, so that is inside the African record, so subject to ratification. Another African record there for the South African team, so well done to Alani Ferreira. Susana Veiga just holding off the challenge there. And in terms of points, looks like it might just be Duskova. Just 1 point ahead of Amy Marin.
And those results have been confirmed. Moving on to our final heat of this event. It's going to be heat number 7.
So final heat here. Well, stacked with talent there. Stephanie Millward away off to a good start. The experienced GB Paralympian. Line up for this one, Chantal Zuidewel from Netherlands in 0. Abby Kane from North Asia in lane number 1. Ayano Tsuzuchi from Japan in 2. Alice Tai back in the water again. Champion from last night in the 100 free. Can she double up tonight? Stephanie Millward, as I said, off to that good start. She goes in 4. Michaela Jenkins, USA in 5. Zara Maluli and Tony Shaw, the two young GB teammates from Guildford, one from the Colts Otters Club in the northeast of Scotland, 6 and 7. Olivia Jablonska from Poland in lane 8, and Aurelia Rivard, Canadian, world record holder in the S10 class. Aurelia Rivard did the treble of freestyle titles in Rio, the 50, the 100, and the 400. She looked in good form yesterday in that 100 freestyle. Pretty consistent, good swim in the heats, pretty close to her time in the final as well, just a matter of tenths between the two times. So Aurelia Rivard might fancy her chances here. Of course, we haven't really spoken too much about the World Para Series points. All these points will be added up across the World Series events. This is the third World Series event that we've seen out of the 7 that are taking place across the world this year. Points around here, and the champions will be crowned at the end of the Para Series. It was Louise Fides who was crowned the champion for the women's events last year. Monica Boggioni the year before for the women, both of them taking part in these championships here. Daniel Diaz was the champion in both years, the Brazilian who's taking part in the World Series event out in Sao Paulo right now. It's taking place this weekend. We'll keep an eye on some of the times. Tony Shaw and Zara Maluli looking to achieve that consideration time for the GB team, as is Alice Ty. Alice Ty not made a time so far. She's still got her best events to come, 100 back and 100 fly, so not too worried about making the times for Alice Ty, but she would like to get one under her belt early doors. Tony Shaw is the European champion in this event, a 400 freestyle. The youngster from the northeast of Scotland, lives in Aberdeen. And we'll see how she's doing as they come down to the 300 mark. Tony Shaw with the qualification standard to achieve a 4:43.99. And she's just ahead of Zara Maluli as they go through. Tony Shaw in 3:34. Just have a check on that time. Well, it should be somewhere around it. It's going to be close for Tony Shaw here. She just missed out by 9/100ths of a second in the 200 meters individual medley. So I wonder if she can just dip under that standard here this morning. 4:43.99 is the standard that Tony Shaw is looking for. 5 individual medals last year at the European Championships. What a great championship she had. She'll be looking to go to her first Worlds in London this year. And I wonder if she can just make that consideration standard, be another GB athlete to dip under that. Jablonska and Rivard, they know each other well. They're pacing themselves through. 2 S10 swimmers. Tony Shaw now. Can she get under that standard? 4:43.99 is what she is looking for. It's going to be mighty close here for Tony Shaw. Let's give her some help here. 4:43.99 for Tony Shaw. I think it's just slipped by again for Tony Shaw. 4:46.38. Well, she'll have another chance, I'm sure. 781 points for Tony Shaw. 3 S10s have got more points than her. In fact, Chantel Zaideville also more points as well. But it was a close race between the 4 there. As we said, unusually the S9 world record faster than the S10 because of the great champion Natalie Dutoy. So points totals for the S10s a little bit higher than the S9s.
And those results have been confirmed, and that is your summary. Congratulations to all those athletes that have made it through to tonight's final. We shall be seeing them back in the water this evening. Make it a run for that title. This is the men's 400-meter freestyle heats.
So on to the men's events now. 8 heats of this 400 freestyle. Bruce D goes in lane number 3. Another one from Northampton. Sebastian Harregard from Sweden goes in lane number 4, with William Whitehead from Eckington going in lane number 5. Pretty spread out in the early stages here. Sebastian Harregard off to a good start. Pretty young field, you have to say. Bruce D, just 12 years of age. William Whitehead, just 13. And Sebastian Harregard, the oldest in this first heat, 17 years of age. We'll see what points totals these swimmers can post. Again, we're looking at the women's race there. Not sure what the finalists are going to be, who's going to take part in the 3 finals, but again, we're probably looking at the 700-point range to make it into one of the finals this evening, certainly one of the World Para Series finals. Around about the 700-point range. Seems to be the cut-off point. Sometimes difficult to tell. The points certainly ramped up in that final heat. And of course in the heat when we saw Ellie Simmons and Maisie Summers-Newton go head-to-head there. But Ellie Simmons looked really, really good. I'm sure she will have a plan to come back for the final. Try and dip under that qualification standard. The experienced campaigner Ellie Simmons. She knows what she's got to do as she leads into that final tonight. In the 900-point range in the heat, that's not bad at all. Of course, those consideration standards can be achieved in the heats and in the finals. We had a handful of swimmers achieve them yesterday, hoping to increase that number today. And Sebastian Harregard, well, Swedes have had a couple of good swims already. And they've got a squad moving towards World Championships, I'm sure. And this man, well, I haven't seen him on the international stage before. Sebastian Harregard, maybe a newcomer. He's certainly looking in good shape here. So 7 minutes is his entry time, 7:02. He's gone past the halfway point in 3:11, so well on course for inside that 7 minutes. Any predictions on the times, John?
No, I do not, Paul. You keep bringing me into this on maths. It's not my strong suit. But he does look in great form out there, absolutely. Way out in front of this race and really looking smooth and controlled in that water as he comes into that turn. Interesting to see what he does throughout his time here in Glasgow. As you say, a newbie by the looks of it on the international scene. Haven't seen much of him, so Team Sweden, though, making waves here, making their way into quite a few finals. Looking to continue that run over the next couple of days, I would say.
Well, let's see if he can make his way into the final. Could be a tough ask, actually, but we'll see what points total he can post here is the S7 class. Remember the physical impairments, S1 to S10. With S1 being the most impaired, S10 being the least impaired. So he's in the S7, kind of in the middle range. Looks like pretty powerful in terms of the upper body there. Yeah, very muscular upper body for the Swede there. Not really getting much from the lower limbs. We're not party to everyone's disability specifics in here in the commentary box. We can just observe what we see. Not really getting much from his legs as he goes through, but looks pretty powerful, as I said, in the arms. A good contest for second place here. Bruce D has come back strongly, and he's gone ahead of William Whitehead now. And Bruce D, one of the swimmers from Northampton, as he spoke about them before. Real squad of good swimmers, and Bruce D, one of the younger ones from Northampton. I wonder if he can improve his time of 7:23.20. Sebastian Harrogard, I would suggest he's going to improve his time of 7:02.43 as he goes through in 5:54. I think he's probably going to be on for something like I don't know, 6:46 or something like that, maybe. Well, Sebastian Harrogard certainly going to be inside the 7-minute mark. Bruce D now opened up a gap around about 6 or 7 seconds over William Whitehead. And that's going to be a good improvement for Bruce D, hopefully. He's a little bit behind Sebastian Harrogard by something like 30 seconds. He might just dip under at 7:23.20. Here comes Harrogard. Might be a little bit faster than I thought. 6:46 is going to be a 6:45.96. My guess wasn't too bad, 6:46.
Pretty bang on there, I think, Paul. That's great swim for him. Again, what? Almost 20 seconds, like 18 seconds-ish off his entry time. Brilliant drop, brilliant swim from him. We've got Bruce D coming in now to finish up his race. Kicking hard, he's got really ramped up those kicks. 2-beat kick as he comes into that wall. Head down and go, go, go. There it is, 288 points, 7:15.30. And that's 8 seconds off his entry time as well, so congratulations to him.
And William Whitehead, the third to finish, 7:33.58, 187 points. Well, Harrogard took out the race hard and got the reward with a good time there, 6:45.96. Bruce D, good time for him as well, 288 points.
And those results have been confirmed, which moves us on to our next heat in the men's 400-meter freestyle, which is heat number 2. We are off and racing. Heat 2 of the men's 400-meter freestyle. Lane 0, Alexander Hobbs, Sebastian Williams. Lane 1. Lane 2 is Telemachos Pantazidis. Lane 3, Sam Downey. Lane 4, we've got Carmeo and Rana. We've got lane 5 is Ahmad Hashad. Lane 6, Matthew Davis. Lane 7, Samuel Werty. Lane 8, Benjamin Pope. And lane 9, Leo McRae. So they come into their first turn. 350 to go. Of course, this is just heat 2 of 8. So a lot of 400s to get through. These swimmers trying to make it through into the finals this evening. Telemachos Pantazidis, first to the 100, swimming for Greece in lane 2, as he approaches the touch there. 1:14.37. And as we said earlier, these heats seeded in what was supposed to be the slowest times towards the commentary box, fastest times down there in lane 9, but it's not always the case. Athletes who are sort of entering to poster time, often making waves in these low numerical order lanes. That's the case it seems to be with Telemachos Pantazidis in lane 2. Of course, it is multi-classification, so we won't know the full results or how people are doing until all athletes have come into touch on the wall. Leo McRae over there in lane 9, turning at 2:02.98 at the 150 mark. Him and his Swiss sister live and train in the UK, but Leo is swimming for Switzerland. We spoke about him yesterday.
Yeah, Leo doing well. Message from his father, Leo McRae, who kindly gave us sight of the Swiss qualification times for the World Championships. Leo already made a couple of times yesterday. Wants to do a time in this one as well. And he's looking for 5:45.05. So Leo McRae now, our Swiss swimmer, as John said. His sister represents Great Britain, he represents Switzerland. And he's a real talent, Leo McRae, you have to say. He's been coming through the ranks the last few years. I wonder if he can manage to dip under that Swiss qualification standard of 5:45.05. We'll keep an eye on that. Second place at the moment. Pantazidis from Greece in first position. He's gone out fast. He did the same yesterday. Our Pantazidis had a swim in the 100 freestyle. And he was well ahead of the rest of the field when he finished that 100 free. He's coming up to the 300 mark now. Again, he's going to be well inside that entry time, I'm sure. 6:20 was the entry time for a great swimmer, Pantazidis. He's gone over in 4:03.09 with 100 to go. So he's well inside that. Something around about the mid 4 minutes, maybe in the mid 4:20s possibly. So it'll be a good time for him, 5:20s I should say, for Pantazidis. 4:20s would be good, he'd be pleased with that one, but 5:20s is where he's going to be, I think, the Greek swimmer. And Leo McRae, well, 4:17 for Leo. He's really trying hard to make this qualification time, really fighting now as he's coming down to the last 100. Leo McRae right at the top there of the screen. If you're watching that at home, 5:45.05, remember, is the qualification time for the Swiss team in this one. So keep an eye on Leo as he goes over on the final turn. For him in a time of 5:01.72. So he's got to come back. What was that last 50? Was around about 43. So he's in with a good chance here. Really good chance for Leo McRae to tip under that 5:45, and he's putting everything into it. Pantazidis is into the wall now. He is going to win this one. And he's going to win it well, right in the middle of the 520s, 524.33. Is Leo McCree going to be inside the 545.05? I think he might be, you know. He's picked this final 50 up really strongly. Leo McCree, another qualification standard for the Swiss team. And he's done it. And he's done it with time to spare. 542.86 for Leo McCree. Another qualification standard for the Swiss team. Well done to him. Ahmed Hashad from Egypt finishes in 544.15. So well done, Ahmed Hashad. He's performing well here. He had a couple of good swims yesterday. 584 points for him. Just behind Leo McCree. It's a good tussle between those two. Just a second or so separating them in the end. Pantazidis, 457 points as they stand. And here's Sebastian Williams. He was talking to us in the commentary position earlier on. Confident how he was going to do today. And Sebastian Williams comes in now, and he completes the distance now in 6:49.08. His teammate Alexander Hobbs will be the final swimmer in the water. And he finishes now in 7:03.75. Good swim at the front of the field there for Pantazidis. 457 points. It was the two S6s though. Had the highest points earners. Leo McCree with that Swiss qualification time, and Ahmed Hashad from Egypt in second position. Results are now confirmed.
There you have it, those results confirmed. Moves us along to Heat 3. And just an announcement regarding the skins event tonight. Could we please get a representative or the athlete with Maisie Summers-Newton, Eleanor Simmons, Brock Whiston, Carlotta Gilli, Tony Shaw, Sarai Gascon to the recorder's desk. If these athletes do not want to take part in the skins event tonight, they must let the recorders know so we can replace them. For the men, could we please get an athlete or coach or representative for Christian Sadie, Lewis White, or Jonas Kessner to the recorder's desk if they do not wish to take part in the event tonight, so we can replace them. So that's Maisie Summers-Newton, Eleanor Simmons, Brock Whiston, Carlotta Gilli, Tony Shaw, Sarai Gascon, Christian Sadie, Lewis White, and Jonas Kessner. A representative to the recorder's desk. Thank you.
Lane number 3 is underway. Leo Johnson is in lane 0. Cameron Hempel in 1. And Carnegie, Johannes Weinberg from Germany in 2. Ethan Naisbitt from Pioneer, 79 in 3. Patrick Flanagan from Ireland in 4. Ahmed Ali from Egypt goes in lane number 5. Marco Meneses, another one of the 4 S11 swimmers. He goes in lane 6. Gudfinnur Karlsson from Iceland in 7. Maximilian Tulloch from Chalfont in 8. And Zhang Boen from China in lane number 9. Number of S11s here. You see the tappers at the end of the pool there. Johannes Weinberg, Marco Meneses, Gudfinnur Karlsson, and Zhang Boen. Spread across the pool. Marco Meneses and Gudfinnur Karlsson right side by side there. Going well. Marco Meneses in the early stages here. Portuguese swimmer. Again, was a medalist at the European Championships. In backstroke. Again, one of those S11 swimmers. He's just coming out. He's on the left-hand side of the lane. Just skirting the lane ropes there. Trying to keep him swimming in a straight line, as we said earlier. I watched the women's races. The S11 swimmers, they don't want to be bouncing about the lane ropes, don't want to be zigzagging down the lane. So a number of them, to keep themselves straight, they'll just skirt the lane ropes sometimes. And there you see Marco Meneses as he comes out, just veering towards the left and all the way down, he's skirting that lane rope. Whereas Zhang Boen from China, he's moved to the right-hand side of the lane now. An outside lane. Maximilian Tulloch going well. And he's in 3rd spot as they stand. The Portuguese swimmer away and clear here. He's swimming this pretty well as he comes down to the 300 mark. Entry time for Marco, 5:34.46. So I think he might be inside that one. Should be inside that. It's a pretty good opening 300 for him. 3:53. He's stretching away from the rest here. Real fine for the Portuguese team, this seems to be. He comes up to this final turn now. Surely he's going to be well inside that time. Might even be very close to the 5-minute mark. Maybe just over 5-minute mark, but certainly in the low 5 minutes. So the entry time 5:34. Chinese swimmer Zhang Boen going over now in 2nd. Maximilian Tulloch still in 3rd. Ahmed Ali from Egypt still clear in 4th position. It's close for 5th as well. Ethan Naisbitt, Patrick Flanagan, the Irish swimmer, swam in his home European Championships. But here comes Marco Meneses. He's in 5:10.35. A good improvement for him. So well done, Marco. 24 seconds improvement for the Portuguese swimmer. Zhang Boen is in now in 5:27 in the outside lane. That's a good improvement for him. Followed on by Maximilian Tulloch from Chalfont, 5:34 for the young S9 swimmer. In terms of points, it looks like the points win is going to go to Patrick Flanagan, the Irish swimmer who swam the 400 in his home games. Just missing out on the medals by the smallest of margins. 4th position, Patrick Flanagan. 596 points though. Wonder if he'll get another chance of a swim tonight. 1 point ahead of Ahmed Ali. As I said before, maybe 700 points would be the target to try and make it into one of those finals tonight, but you never know. Let's give himself an outside chance there. Patrick Flanagan, 5.96. That 1 point ahead of Ahmed Ali might just be all important. Two swimmers just separated there by 1/10 of a second. So 4 S11s in this one. As we said, we're going to have 4 lots of goggles to check as they come out of the pool. There's Johannes Weinberg. Those goggles check. Officials will relay the information back to the powers that be.
And there we have it. Those results have been confirmed. Moves us along to heat number 4.
So heat number 4, Balthazar Bradshaw from Brompton goes in lane 0. Sam de Visser from Belgium goes in lane 1. Luis Sanchez Barajas from Mexico goes in lane number 2. Adam Donachie from East Kilbride, again one of the local swimmers from around Glasgow, goes in lane number 3. Riley Shanahan from Shrewsbury in lane number 4. Arthur Royal and Wishaw's Kyle Hughes goes in lane 5. Daniel Videira from Portugal, European medalist. Daniel Videira, silver medalist in this event, the 400 free. He goes in lane number 6. Scott Hadley goes in 7 for Orion. Huang Jinquan from China in 8. That straight one arm stroke for the Chinese swimmer. And in the outside lane, Rowan Brennan from Basildon Phoenix. Sam de Visser going well. Belgians having a pretty good couple of days so far. We've seen them feature at the front of the field a number of times. So that very first race this morning, we had the very first 400 when we had a winner for Hannah-Laura Venz. Clear win. Can we get another Belgian win here? Sam de Visser has gone out fast, 147.29. In terms of the classes, Daniel Videira is the lowest numerical class, S6. Portuguese team watching intently here. I'm sure he'll be trying to make his qualification standard for the World Championships for the Portuguese team. So we'll keep an eye on Daniel Videira, see if he can get close to his entry time. Entry time of 5:24.12 for the Portuguese swimmer. Sam de Visser still leads them through halfway. And Rowan Brennan has come into second place now, 2:30.65. Third spot, Luis Sanchez Barajas, one of the S9 swimmers, Mexican swimmer. He's gone into third place now, Huang Jinquan. Swimming with that one arm from China, that long, loping, straight arm stroke. It's kind of alternating now with a shorter arm stroke. A long arm stroke, the Chinese swimmer. was fascinating to watch the one-arm swimmers. Seen some great exponents of one-arm butterfly freestyle over the years. Some of the world's very best, and one of the greatest swimmers in that was also a Chinese swimmer, Wang, who came onto the scene just before Beijing. Rio, one of the first Chinese stars in para swimming, going into the Beijing Paralympics. 300 has gone now for Sam de Visser. He's on his last 100. Rowan Brennan still in second, so separated by almost the entire width of the pool. Two leaders, pretty close in the middle, all getting very spread out, you have to say. Rowan Brennan going well from Basildon Phoenix. Another one of the youngsters. He'll be hoping to challenge for the junior title, born in 2006. So, junior title for GB swimmers born 2004 and later. So, Rowan Brennan might be on course for trying to claim that junior title a little bit later on. We'll see how it goes. Sam de Visser has swum this well, though. His entry time for the Belgian was 5:27.44. But again, we're going to see another huge improvement there. Sam de Visser is in 5:42.56. Under the 5-minute mark, well under the 5-minute mark, and well, an improvement of 30 seconds or so. That's not bad morning's work at all. Rowan Brennan is coming in now in 5:08.17. 10-second improvement for Rowan Brennan from Basildon. He'll be chuffed with that one. And third spot, it looks like it's the Mexican, Luis Sanchez Barajas. 480 points for him. Baltazar Bradshaw, also a good swim for him. 5:23.82 for Baltazar. 5 seconds faster than his entry time. Daniel Videra has finished now. 691 points for him. 5:25.44. So just outside the entry time for the Portuguese swimmer, but as expected, should have the highest points total, although also in the 600 range was Sam de Visser, so good swim from the Belgian too.
And there we have it, those results have been confirmed. Which moves us on to our next heat, which is heat number 5.
So a full lineup for his 400 freestyle. Heat number 5, Ricardo Soares from Portugal goes in lane 0. Joshua Grobe from Nova Centurion was in lane number 1. Luke Batty, Bolton Metros, a junior champion yesterday. He goes in lane number 2. Ruben Linares from Portugal in lane number 3. Charlie Coulomb from Bridlington in 4. Cian Henry O'Riordan from Ireland in lane number 5. Kaimar Kalmar from Estonia in 6. Zhu Jibru from China in 7. Jonathan McGrath from Ireland in 8. Tom Piggott from Oswestry in lane number 9. Again, range classes in this one. Number of S8s here. Ricardo Suarez, Joshua Groh, Ruben Lynn Harris, and Zhu Jihua. And Jonathan McGrath, of course. Jonathan McGrath, again, trying to qualify for the Irish team on the World Championships in September. He's been to a number of World Championships before. Jonathan McGrath started way back in 2010. So was here for the World Champs when they were held right here in Tollcross in 2015. Also in the European Championships as well, and the Paralympics back in London. So Jonathan McGrath, experienced man from Ireland. Just behind another one of these one-armed Chinese swimmers. Really, look, when the one-armed swimming is done well, it looks absolutely effortless. Zhu there in lane number 7, Chinese swimmer. Looking absolutely supreme in these early stages here. Looking very, very comfortable, being chased in the lane inside him by the visually impaired swimmer Kaimar Kalmar of Estonia. Charlie Coulomb also going well in the centre there. Next to him, Cian Henry O'Riordan from Ireland, the 2 Irish swimmers. You see who gets the top point score for them. And Tom Piggott also going well right out there in lane number 9. Just gone past halfway, they're coming up to the 250 now. The Chinese swimmer Zhu still looking comfortable. The lead of around about 3 seconds or so. Certainly ahead of all the rest of the S8s. Should be in for a decent points total here for the Chinese swimmer. Looks like he's extending that lead actually over Kaimar Kalmar. I'll just check the gap as we get to the bottom end here. Gap was around about, what was it, 3.3 seconds at the top end. That may well have extended now as Zhu goes over at the 300 mark. The lead is now something like 5 seconds or so. So lead has extended and he still looks really, really good. The propulsion he's getting from that single arm. He's working kind of a butterfly kick by the looks of things on the legs. And he still looks really, really comfortable. It must be hurting as he comes up to this final turn. I wonder if he'll continue this style. Will we see something slightly different from Zhu as he does a little bit of a sprint towards the end? Will he continue with a fly kick? Only go to a flutter kick. Looks like the fly kick so far. Very comfortable with that. And Zhu stretching away now from the others. The lead over Kalmar is almost 8 seconds. The Chinese swimmer has swum this really well. 4:55 was the entry time for Zhu. He may well be inside that. The clock just ticking over, as you see, at the 4:45. I think he's going to be inside. He's 4:55. Zhu is home in front, 722 points. It's a blanket finish for second, third, fourth, and fifth, and a good finish there. Probably for Kaimar Kalmar, just holding on to that, 571 points. McGrath with a fast last 100. Comes in with points total of 669. Lynn Harris, 615 for the Portuguese team. But as it stands, only one man is in the 700 range, and that's Zhu from China. 722 points. With a good finish by Jonathan McGrath, bringing him up into second position. 669. Is it going to be good enough for a swim in the final tonight? Well, we'll have to wait and see.
And there we have it. Results are confirmed. Moving on to heat number 6.
So heat number 6 of the 8 heats. Deng Jikui from China goes in lane 0. Sean Riordan from Ireland goes in lane 1. Mark Gunnarsson from Iceland, one of the S11 swimmers. He goes in lane number 2. Michael Jones, lowest numerical classification here, the Paralympic champion in the S7 class. He goes in lane number 3. Connor Ballard from Leatherhead in lane 4. Kieran Williams from Newquay in lane 5. James Brown from Royal Wolverhampton in lane 6. Empty lane in 7. We have Felix Uli Fichtelmann from Germany in lane number 8. And Ben Granger from Kelly College goes in lane number 9. Benjamin Granger is the fastest entry time for this one, 4:41.74, right in the outside lane. Wonder if we've got any Isle of Man flags in the gallery. Benjamin Granger from the Isle of Man, now representing Kelly College. Always, his family always supported him well. The Isle of Man flag always made an appearance. Well, Benjamin Granger, second place at the moment. Kieran Williams lying in first place. Big chance to achieve consideration times, though, for Michael Jones. He's going in lane number 3. He's the Paralympic champion and the European champion in this event. It's a tough qualification standard, though, and he has to try and achieve there to be in consideration for that GB team. 4 minutes 50.13. It's a real tough time for Michael Jones. He'll come down to the halfway point here, just be able to gauge where he is in terms of that consideration standard that he has to achieve. Michael Jones now going over in 2:21, so he's given himself a good chance in the early stages here. Michael Jones, he might be maybe the first one to dip under the qualification standards today for the GB team. We shall see. We'll keep an eye on Michael Jones here. We had Jonathan Fox in the studio last night, a good friend and rival of Michael Jones back a couple of years ago. Both medalists in the Rio Paralympic Games, of course. Michael Jones coming out on top. That gold medal performance in Rio. Can he make it to his home World Championships? Can he be in consideration for that one? The first step of being on that team is to achieve that consideration time. No guarantee, of course, but it's a big step towards making it onto that World Championships team. He'd love to be there, I'm sure. He's one of the world's very best. He won the European title last year. He's in the red cap. He's coming up now. We'll just check the time here as he goes through. 3:35. Oh, he's gone over there. It's probably around about a 1:14. If he does that again, he will be coming in 4:49. And his qualification standard is 4:50. So he's going to need absolutely everything here on this final 100 meters, Mikey Jones in the red cap. A Paralympic champion. Can he make that consideration time for the GB team? It's going to be mighty close, as it always seems to be today. But a few GB swimmers just on the wrong side of those qualification times. But can Mikey Jones be on the right side here? He's coming down this final stretch now. Kieran Williams still leads. Benjamin Granger still in second. But Mikey Jones, well, he is giving absolutely everything here. 450.13 is the standard. Can he achieve it now? Mikey Jones with the red cap. He's not bothered about the leading two. All he's bothered about is the clock. He comes into the last 10 now. We'll keep an eye on it. 450.13 is the target. Is he inside? He is. 449.45. Well done to Mikey Jones. He has done it. Well, inside that qualification standard, Mikey Jones, well, for once, a GB swimmer on the right side of those standards. And when he gets his breath back, I'm sure he will be delighted. 896 points as well. Wow, he'll be back again tonight.
And there we have it. Those results have been confirmed for Heat 6. And that moves us on to our next heat, Heat 7.
Heat number 7 sees Malte Braunschweig from Germany. And goes in lane number 0. Jacob Leach from Cockermouth goes in lane number 1. Talasso Engel from Germany in lane 2. Shamil Shahov from Azerbaijan goes in lane number 3. Thomas van Rooij from Netherlands goes in lane number 4. Carson Sanoki from USA in lane 5. John Terence from Belgium in 6. Jonas Kessner from Czech Republic in 7. Uchu Tomita from Japan in 8. And Roger Dorsman from Netherlands in lane number 9. A couple of Netherlands swimmers in this one. Roger Dorsman had an excellent swim yesterday in the individual medley. Big improvement on his entry time and a big points total as well, winning a medal in those multi-class finals yesterday. Netherlands, of course, have got one of the world's very best in the S11 class in the women's event, Lisette Bruinsma, who's been setting world records in the S11 class over the last few years. I wonder if we can see something special here from Roger Dorsman. It's right up there at the top. The entry time for the S11 swimmer, 4:33.10. European record for the S11 class, 4:38.24. So if he's able to get close to his entry time, we might see him inside that European record in the S11 class. Roger Dorsman, as you see quite often with the visually impaired swimmers, sometimes move down the classes as maybe the condition of the vision changes. But it's quite a different game moving down from an S12 to an S11 where you have to wear blacked out goggles. That's the difference, really. That's the adjustment that Roger Dorsman has got to make. He did very well in the IM yesterday. Uchu Tomita from Japan ahead of the Dutchman at this stage. Japanese swimmer. Tomita, Asian champion in the 100 free. Again, one of the Japanese team that is ramping up for Paralympic Games in Tokyo next year. Out ahead though, Carson Sanoki from the USA, one of the visually impaired swimmers in the S13 class. They have partial vision. One of the most sighted class of the visually impaired classes, the S13. I'll be able to spot the wall. They used to talk about the 3/60 and 6/60 as the measurements, meaning that someone with 20/20 vision, if they can see something 60 meters away, but, an S13 has to be 6 meters away to see it, and an S12 has to be 3 meters away to see it. So that's what they used to classify it as. So it's a nice little benchmark. So to see the scoreboard up the other end of the pool, for example, they have to be right underneath it. The S12s and the S13 practically. Very close in the center here as they come down to the finish. Jarno Tierens, Carson Sanoki, Thomas van Rooij. Looks like it might be the Dutchman who maybe gets the edge here. Trying to make the final tonight. Is he going to touch out the other two? He just about does it there. Van Rooij takes that one in 4:32.75, 1 point better than Carson Sanoki. It's level for Thalasso Engel and Shamil Shalov. Tomita is in ahead of Roger Dorsman. 4:49 for the Dutchman, so outside the European record on this occasion. Wonder if that'll be good enough for him to make the final. Tomita in a better position on 7:59. It's all going to be close again, John.
It's going to be so close, Paul, so close. I was just looking at the times now, looking at this final heat, and I really have no idea who's going to be making it through to tonight's final. So we're just going to have to wait and see after this one. See who's had those highest point scores. But some top-class racing again for this morning's session. We're just waiting for those results to be confirmed. And there we have it, those results are confirmed, which moves us on to our final heat of this event, Heat 8.
final heat. He's away, up and running. Callum Pearson from Hastings in lane 0. Gino Caetano from Portugal in 1. Barry McClements was on good form yesterday, the Irishman. He goes in lane number 2. Jonathan Booth, Great Britain Paralympic swimmer from Rio. He goes in lane number 3. David Grachat, Portuguese swimmer, had a good swim in the individual medley yesterday. Made a minimum qualifying standard for Tokyo yesterday, David Grachat. So one of the Portuguese were very proud of him. He's a great champion, David Grachat. Justin Capps in 5, Oliver Carter in 6, next to his near namesake, Oliver Hind. 2 Olivers together. Lewis White, British record holder in the S9 class, going in lane number 8. Bas Takken in lane number 9. Bas Takken, the Netherlands swimmer, out ahead in the early stages. He's an S10 swimmer, as is Oliver Carter, Justin Capps, and Callum Pearson. S10s and S9s all the way this time. Oliver Hind, of course, what can he do? Great champion in the S8 class. He had a big, long, unbeaten run in 200 meters individual medley. Was also great champion in the 400 freestyle, world record holder in the S8 class, and both him and his brother Sam Hind, both Paralympic champions in that S8 400 free. Ollie Hind, well, devastated to be reclassified last year, trying to make the GB team in the S9 classification. It's a tough qualification though. 419.59 is the qualification standard. That's just outside Lewis White's British record of 418.30. A couple of seconds faster than Oliver Hind has gone before. Lewis White just trying to track Bas Takken here, but Bas Takken is away and clear. Bas Takken, Netherlands swimmer, has a foot impairment. He's an open water swimmer, so he loves the long distances. 4th place in the Paralympic Games in Rio. Also a silver medalist at the European Championships last year. He's gone over in 3:06.07. Keep an eye on Lewis White here. Another one who might just dip under that qualification standard, 3:16 at this stage for Lewis White. It's going to be maybe a little bit too much to ask if he comes back here under the qualification standard of 4:19. Looks like he's slightly off pace, Lewis White. Oliver Carter, a good 100 swim. He's gone ahead of Oliver Hind. Oliver Carter, a big personal best, and he let us know a big shriek of delight when he saw his time at the end of the 100 free yesterday. And I wonder what he can do in this 400. Bas Takken, though, on his way home for this final heat. Should be a good points total for Bas Takken. European record held by Maxim Krypak of Ukraine, also the world record holder, just under the 4-minute mark. Bas Takken there, 861 points for the Netherlands swimmer. Great finish there in the centre lanes. Grachat, Capps, Carter and Hind. Lewis White is going to be outside the qualification standard on this occasion. Just coming in 4:25 in the 800 range. Good finish by David Grachat from Portugal to get into the 800 range as well. Just behind Ollie Hind. 813 points. And those swims in the 800 points range, I think, should be good enough to progress them to the final tonight.
Well, we'll find out in just a moment. Just waiting for those results to be confirmed. There they are. And then we'll take a look at that summary. And there it is, that summary for the men's 400-meter freestyle. Congratulations to all the athletes who have made it through to tonight's finals. We'll be seeing you back in the water this evening. And this is the women's 200-meter freestyle heats. This is heat 1.
So the first of the 3 heats of the women's 200 freestyle. Laura Castillo Hernandez for Spain goes in lane number 2. Ellie Chalice. Can we see another record performance from the young Ellie Chalice? Swims in the S3 class for Colchester. Leanne Smith, another S3 swimmer. We saw her win the gold medal last night, USA. Susanna Hext, newcomer to GB swimming. She goes in lane number 5. Monica Boggioni, the winner of the World Series 2 years ago. The Italian, Charlie Vines from Harrogate. He's the only S14 in this one. She goes in lane number 7. Charlie Vines leads them through the halfway point, as you might expect. She has an entry time a bit faster than the others. S14 class. That's this 200 freestyle. It's also a Paralympic event for classes S5 and below. We've got a wide range of classes here. 2 S3s. Ellie Chalice and Leanne Smith. Watch out for the points totals for them as they come into the finish. Leanne Smith going really well in the early stages here. Entry time of 3:29. World record held by Gabidulina of Kazakhstan, 3:24.53. A little bit faster than Leanne Smith's entry time, but not too much faster. Work towards that one, I'm sure. Ellie Chalice will be chasing a long-standing British record held by Fran Williamson. It was set back in South Africa in 2006 at the World Championships. And that is a time of 4:48.35, so maybe well within the capabilities of Ellie Chalice this weekend. Here comes Charlie Vines, though, into the closing stages. Charlie Vines with an entry time of 2:48, just slipped by that, 2:50. It's going to be a big points total for Monica Boggioni. 788 for Boggioni, well, huge points total there. Laura Castillo Hernandez going over at the halfway point. Check Susanna Hext there. And 3:11 for Susanna Hext. And, well, just looking at the time there for Susanna Hext, I said she was a newcomer onto the GB program. I think Susanna Hext is inside the British record there for Susanna Hext. And, well, an excellent time here. We'll just check the qualifying standards as well, because Susanna Hext may well have been inside that qualification standard for her. No, outside it actually. 2:50.92 was the qualification standard. Very tough for the GB team. But certainly Susanna Hext inside that British record mark. So Susanna Hext, subject to ratification, inside the British record. I wonder if we're going to get another one now. Ellie Chalice, already a record breaker this morning. Here she comes now into the closing stages now. Record standing at 4:48. And I think she is going to do this one. Another record for Ellie Chalice is very much in the offing. She comes into the final 5 here. We'll be seeing 2 new British records in the one race as Ellie Chalice is in now. 4:25 for Ellie Chalice. Well done for her. So she joins Susanna Hext inside that British record mark. So 2 British records if that result is confirmed there. Susanna Hext, of course, has come to swimming from equestrian. She's an accomplished para-equestrian competitor. So it's good to see her in the pool and already in record-breaking form in her very short para-swimming career. I'm sure there'll be more records to come from Susanna Hext. She'll be pleased with that time, 3:11.26. British record for her, if that's confirmed. 637 points. Top point scorer at the moment, Leanne Smith, 825. Leanne Smith, gold medalist, as I said last night. As Laura Castillo Hernandez comes down into the last half length now. Entry time for Castillo Hernandez, 6:05. So I wonder if she's going to be inside that. She's not going to be far away. It might just slip by, though, as the clock just ticks over at 4:50, 4:55 now. Just about 10 meters to go. More Castillo Hernandez. They compete in the European Championships last year, just missed out in the final of the backstroke. Here she comes now into the final stages. Give her some encouragement here. Laura Castillo Hernandez. Just in 6:16.76. Wait for confirmed result there. As it stands, Leanne Smith, 825 points will be the target for the heats to come, followed by Monica Boggioni. And of course, there we go. The result is confirmed and subject to ratification. Of course, 2 new British records in that one. Susanna Hext and Ellie Chalice.
Well, not a bad first heat there, Paul. Just waiting for those, and they have been confirmed, which moves us on to our next heat, heat number 2.
So it's 14s all the way for these final 2 heats. Amy McFarlane from Motherwell Wishaw goes in lane number 0. No swimmer in 1. Mel Chevalier from France in 2. Tamsin Neef goes in lane number 3. Tessa Marcos from France goes in lane number 4. Justine Morier from Canada goes in 5. Fern Ioanu from Wickham in lane number 6. Georgia Sheffield goes in lane 7. Chung Ho Ying from Hong Kong in 8. Leslie Chitoki from USA goes in lane number 9. At the halfway point, might be Georgia Sheffield first to the turn here at the bottom end. 1:10.99. Entry time for Georgia is 2:28, so on course for that one. In the second half. trying to match the 800 points mark from the first heat. It's not going to be 3 World Para Series finals. I think just 1 final tonight. Just the number of finals depends on the entries for the particular event. So I think you'll have 1 World Para Series final tonight and 1 national final as well. So it's going to be tough qualification here. Try and get another swim tonight. Georgia Sheffield now just behind Chung Hyo Ying from Hong Kong as they come into the final 50 here. Sheffield just half a second behind the Hong Kong swimmer with Fern Iowanu. I know she was strong in the closing stages. We saw her swim yesterday, a couple of races, and she was able to keep that pace going right to the end. She's coming back on Georgia Sheffield now. As I said, S14's all the way, so first to the wall here. We'll have the highest points total. Fern Iowanu, a great finish in the green cap there. She's going to snatch it at the end. It's very close between the 3. 5.67 for Chung, 5.64 for Sheffield, and 5.62 for Iowanu. I just wonder if that'll be vital when they come to go in for the finals. Very close finish there between the 3.
This is Heat 3.
So again, S14s all the way across the pool here. S14 class, of course, those for an intellectual impairment. 2 Hong Kong swimmers in the near lanes to us. Chong Soo-ki and Chan Yu Lam in 0-1. Megan Neve goes in lane number 2. Chloe Davis in lane number 3. Chloe Davis, a Great Britain Paralympian from back in London in 2012. The youngest member of the swim team in London. Daniel Harton goes in lane 4. Mami Yanui and Amisa Kitano from Japan in 5 and 6. Pernilla Lindberg, the world champion from 2017 in lane 7. Louise Fiddis and Jessica Jane Applegate, the 2 main contenders, I would suggest, in this one. Jessica Jane Applegate, Paralympic champion in this very event back in London in 2012, the one she made her name in, and she is determined to get under that consideration standard for this event here for the GB team for the World Championships later on this year. 209.91 is the target for all the swimmers. Louise Fiddis was very strong at the end of the 200 meters individual medley, went ahead of Jessica Jane. Jessica Jane, though, will be a firm favorite for this one. And 209.91, well within the capabilities of Jessica Jane, but she's got to do it. Louise Fiddis, I might be just struggling to come back under that mark, but Jessica Jane should be under that 209.91. We'll keep an eye on the clock as she comes down to the closing stages. She'd love to be another GB swimmer under the consideration time. She's almost out of the shot. She's so far ahead of the rest of the field. Jessica Jane Applegate, 209.91. Surely she's going to be inside here and claim that consideration time. She's well inside, 207.80. Well done, Jessica Jane Applegate. Inside that qualification standard. Louise Fiddis, time registering at 214.15. But no doubt about it, Jessica Jane Applegate inside that consideration standard. She meant business there right from the off. 871 points.
And there we have it. Those results have been confirmed. So a big congratulations to all of those athletes that are going to be making it through to the finals this evening. Some great swims there. I'm sure that race is set to be an exciting one tonight. Just waiting for those summaries to come on through. We will be moving on to our final event of this morning's heats. And there it is. The summary is up there. As I say, congratulations to all those athletes. We'll be seeing you back here tonight to battle it out in this pool. And that brings us on to our final event of this morning, the men's 200-meter freestyle heats. This is Heat 1.
We're ready for the first heat. They've just completed the first 50 of the 200. Alan Mersa from Egypt leads them through. S5 swimmer, Jalpinho from Portugal. Next to him, 1 line down. He's having a good tussle with the Egyptian Youssef El Said. Alan Mersa, another one of these youngsters. I think just 14 years of age. The Egyptian, he'll be trying to force himself into the Egyptian team, I'm sure, for all those World Championships. It's an entry time of 4:10.63. That's an S5 swimmer. And Jalpinho also an S5 swimmer. An S3 swimmer, Youssef El Said. Youssef El Said, there's entry time of 5:05. The African record actually stands at 5:45, so we might be able to see an African record here by Youssef El Said. We shall see. Egyptian experienced campaigner Youssef El Said. He's been to 2 World Championships already, including his World Championship debut back here in Tollcross in 2015. See how he gets on as he gets into the second half of this race. into the final stages now. It looks like it's going to be Alan Mercer who's coming in. Is he going to be under the 4-minute mark? He is, 3:55. Well done for the young man, 14 years of age. And that was a 15-second improvement. That's not a bad morning's work for the young 14-year-old, Alan Mercer. He gets in now. João Pinho is coming away for Portugal. He's got around about 25 meters to go for João Pinho. Again, another one who has been to a number of world championships, would dearly love to go again. Started his world championships career back in 2010. So the two swimmers that are still in the water, guys who have had 5 world championships between them. João Pinho on the S5 classification. And he's going to be coming in here around about the 4:50 mark, maybe just under. And yeah, 4:49.14 for him. And Yusuf Al-Said, he's the final one to finish. He's surely going to be inside that African record of 5:45.95 for the S3 class. And yeah, he's well inside that, 5:05.55. So well done, a new African record, subject to ratification, of course. Yusuf El-Sayed takes that one.
Now just waiting for those results to be confirmed, and just an announcement tonight for coaches and athletes, there will be 3 World Series finals of the 400-meter freestyle. There's 3, so there will be a new finals schedule released, but there will now be 3 finals swum of the 400-meter freestyle. And those results are confirmed, which moves us on to our next heat, heat number 2.
So heat 2, S4s and S5s. Taken to the water here, Harvey Phillips going in lane number 1 from Louth, next to Jakub Kozlowski from Poland. The 2 S4s, side by side, they had a good tussle between each other in the individual medley last night. Harvey Phillips coming out on top against the Polish swimmer. Son Bin from China, next to them in lane number 3. Ziad Nail, another Egyptian, goes in lane number 4. Orchur Ingvarsson from Iceland in 5. Ivo Rocha from Portugal in 6. Mohamed Zulkafli, Malaysia in 7. And Takayuka Suzuki from Japan goes in lane number 8. Another S4 in the outside lane, Takayuki Suzuki. And we saw Taka Suzuki yesterday break a long-standing world record. It's another long-standing world record which stands at the moment. Richard Uribe of Spain holds the record just now in this 200, 255.81. That stood since the Beijing Paralympic Games of 2008. So I wonder if Taka Suzuki might just fancy a tilt at that this morning. 126.58 he's gone out in. Just ahead of the swimmer next to him, Mohamed Zulkifli. But Zulkifli is an S5. And Taka Suzuki is an S4. Expect a big points total for Taka Suzuki. Is he going to challenge that world record mark? Could be a good morning's work again for the Japanese swimmer. I said the Japanese had 2 titles out of the 6 titles last night. So, Japanese nation really ramping up the pressure now as they move into their home Paralympic Games. Ivo Rocha has gone through in first place now, just overtaking the other two. 2:15.17 for Taka Suzuki. I wonder if that's going to be enough. I'm not sure he's quite going to be fast enough now on this final 50 to challenge that record. Stands at 2:55. It's kind of a big ask for Taka Suzuki this morning. But he is giving everything here. It's going to be a big points total, that's for sure. Ivo Rocha is coming away clear at the front of the field now. Suzuki moving into second place. Zulkifli from Malaysia just in third here. I wonder if those long arms of Zulkifli will carry him through ahead of Suzuki. He's not going to be ahead of Rocha. 2:59.68 for Ivo Rocha, taking that heat. A good swim from him. And Suzuki in just ahead of Zulkifli, 3:03.98. But again, as I expected, huge points total for the Japanese swimmer, 872. Son Bin finishing now for China, 313 points. And the 2 S4s having another good tussle. Jakub Kozlowski and Harvey Phillips. Biggest smile of the day yesterday, Harvey Phillips on that medal podium for the 150 IM. And he's coming in now to finish his 200 freestyle. Entry time of 4:10.62. And he's just about on the 4-minute mark. Well done, Harvey. 4:01.54 for him. Harvey Phillips, another big personal best time. Jakub Kozlowski just behind him, 4:08.66.
And there you have it. Those results have been confirmed. Moves us on to our next heat, Heat 3.
So heat number 3 of the 6 heats. Again, S14s all the way with the exception of Antoni Pons-Bertrand from Spain. Goes in lane number 3. Liam Hardy goes in 0. City of Manchester Aquatic. Connor Freeman from Leicester Penguins in 1. Jamie Salvador Swords from Exmouth in 2. Pons-Bertrand from Spain in 3. Joseph Greaves, Littlehampton in lane number 4. Taneli Harkonnen from Finland in 5. Jason Cobb from Bucksburn in 6. Logan Smith, Motherwell and Wishaw in 7. Ryan Potter, Blackpool Aquatic in 8. Matthew Scott from Bridge of Dawn in lane number 9. Logan Smith, Ryan Potter, Matthew Scott with the early lead. Entry times of those three all in the 2:25 range. You would expect the highest points total to come from the only S5 swimmer, Anthony Ponce-Bertrand. He's gone through in 1:15.43. Spanish swimmer. In with all the S14s here, those with an intellectual impairment. 3 swimmers, still very close. Logan Smith, Ryan Potter, and Matthew Scott. Great tussle here between the 3. Out on the far side of the pool. Logan Smith from Motherwell and Wishaw. Just got the edge there going into that last turn. As I said, entry time of 2:25. And Ryan Potter, Matthew Scott, almost stroke for stroke there as they came out of that turn. It's the third of the 6 heats. It's S14s all the way after this one. I wonder if Logan Smith can just about hold on to this one. Matthew Scott trying to make a little bit of a late bid here. Logan Smith holding on, but here comes Matthew Scott now in the outside lane. He looks like he's got the momentum coming into the last 5 meters. Matthew Scott might well just get the touch here. And it is 2:21.48 for Matthew Scott. Logan Smith in second position and Ryan Potter in third. But good times from all 3 of them. 2:25 entries been improved to 2:21 and 2:24. So good swims, 547 points. Matthew Scott, the highest up until Anthony Ponce-Bertrand came in with this 8:04. 2:34 for the Spaniard there. 804 points.
And those results have been confirmed. Moves us on to our next heat, which is heat number 4. So heat number 4 of this final event of this morning session. On day 2, this is Madero from Spain in lane 0. Owen Garsides from Kingston upon Hull in 1. George Eldridge, London Disability in 2. Mathis Daniel from France in 3. Aaron Putz from South Africa in 4. Angus Leckenby, Scarborough in 5. Dylan Blakely from Musselburgh in 6. Joshua Fairchild in 7 from City of Coventry. Simon Blaise from France in 8. And Aymeric Parmentier from Belgium goes in lane number 9 and leads them in the early stages here. Parmentier. Again, probably the most experienced in this field is Parmentier. Medalist at the World Championships in Mexico in 2017 in the breaststroke. Seen over 200 freestyle here. It's been to a number of European Championships and was the World Championships here in Glasgow in 2015 as well. So he leads them through 102.06 at the halfway point.
Simone Blaze followed him through. And in the center, Aaron Putz from South Africa. Having a good couple of days. Saw him swim well yesterday in the 100. Double the distance now for the South African in the 200. He's got his work cut out to try and catch Parmentier, who still has that lead of around about a couple of seconds there. But Aaron Putz is well placed to challenge that time, or that lead that Amir Parmentier has. Entry time for Parmentier, 2:13.71. Aaron Putz in 2:17.80. Nice tussle in the lanes by Joshua Fairchild and Simone Blaze as well. It is going to be Parmentier who will get the touch here. And a good time as well, decent there, 2:13.35 for the winner, Parmentier. 2:14.89, another good improvement on the time there for Aaron Putz. Joshua Fairchild just winning that close contest for third spot, 2:15.33.
There we have it, those results have been confirmed. Moves us on to our next heat, which is Heat 5. And just another reminder, we will now be having 3 finals of the 400-meter freestyle tonight. That is 3 finals of the 400-meter freestyle tonight. So of both men's and women's. There is a revised timeline available now at the Sport Information Desk for all coaches and athletes. That's a revised timeline at the Sport Information Desk. There will be 3 finals for both men and women in the 400-meter freestyle.
Now halfway point at the heat number 5. Evan Holt, Gavin Roberts, Bram Dahlman, Cameron Verencombe, Javier Labrador Fernandez, Nathan Mulley, Chap Milne, George Kelman-Johns going really well in the early stages, Connor Morrison and Tyler Ioanu. George Kelman-Johns with a clear lead over the rest of the field here. Went out really fast, 57.33 for the opening 100. For George Kelman-Johns, almost a world record pace just off that for George Kelman-Johns. If he can hold on to that, well, could be on for something pretty special. It's dropped by maybe a second or so now, feeling the pace in the late stages now for George Kelman-Johns. It looks like he might be able to hold on though. Jack Milne coming back in the center, Tyler Ioanu as well in the outside lane. But George Kelman-Johns, well, he swum this the hard way, he went out really fast. He is feeling the pace now in the closing stages, but he is going to take it. George Kelman-Johns will take this one in a time of 2:02.58. Faster than his entry time by a couple of seconds. 841 points, but boy, that was tough on that final 50. Tyler Ioanu, 793 points. In fact, Nathan Maley, 796 in second.
And those results have been confirmed. Moves us on to our final heat of this morning's session. This is Heat 6.
The final heat, this is going to be fast. Alex Rosser goes in 0. Nadia Kaleli from Finland in 1. Robert Isaac Johnson from Iceland in 2. Rhys Davis, Pembrokeshire County in lane number 3. Dylan Broom, the Welsh swimmer, goes in lane number 4. Lane number 5, Keiichi Nakajima. What a start he's made there. 26.39 inside world record pace again. The local swimmer. Louis Lola in lane number 6, City of Glasgow. Jordan Catchpole, the GB internationalist, in 7. Rhys Dunn, what a day he had yesterday. World record in the 100. And the world record holder, the current world record holder in this 200 is Tom Hamer, goes in lane number 9. Tom Hamer would love to make a qualification standard here for the GB team. He's gone out 56.31. He's inside world record pace, Tom Hamer. He has gone out hard. He set the world record in the European Championships in Dublin last year. That was after he set it in the Commonwealth Games, winning gold at the Commonwealth Games in the Gold Coast earlier in the year. Twice a world record breaker last year. Is it going to be a qualification consideration time for the GB team here this morning in Glasgow? Is it going to be another record time for Tom Hamer? He has gone through in 1:26.02. Bang on world record pace now. Rhys Dunn trying to come back now. Jordan Catchpole also in the mix. Nakajima is falling back here. It's all about Tom Hamer now. Surely he's going to be inside the qualification standard of 1:56.90. World record at 1:55.71. Tom Hamer is in now in 1:56.41. It's inside the qualification standard, just outside the world record, but Tom Hamer won't mind that. He's inside that consideration time in 1:56.41. And Tom Hamer, well, what an effort it was, but job done for Tom Hamer.
There you have it. Those results have been confirmed. Just waiting for that summary, see which of these athletes will be making it through to tonight's final. Congratulations to all of them. Brilliant to see. We'll be having you back in the pool this evening. Technical officials, thank you very much. You may now leave pool deck. Well, there you have it, Paul. That concludes Heats Day 2. Lots of fast racing still to come this evening, but great start to the day.
Yeah, some good swims right from the very first race, right to the very last race there. And a couple of the GB swimmers just slipping under the consideration standards there. A few missing out, but we managed to get a couple over the line. That's always good to see.
It is, and I'm sure those ones that just missed out, another chance to do it tonight, another chance to get a time up on that board. So good luck to all the athletes competing tonight. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, and we shall see you this evening.